Gallagher.
Here.
Commissioner Buckley.
Here.
There's quorum present.
As you wish. Please stand for the pledge and invocation. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clark.
Dear Lord, we thank you for all the gifts you bestow on us. Today we ask for blessings upon our colleague Rhonda as she's lost her husband. We ask that you take him in your loving care and you keep her in your loving care. We ask wisdom and guidance for all the decisions that are made today, and all these things we ask in your Son's name, Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
As mentioned in the prayer, Rhonda Marler lost her husband this weekend after a very long illness. So we're with them and her and wish her the best. And there'll be a gathering of remembrance of his life, I think, on the 29th. So keep her in your prayers. Okay, consent agenda is on the board, has been published. Motion?
Make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Any questions anywhere? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, now we're going to do the public opening of the annual bids. And,
All right, we've got, we're gonna go with, a lot of these are road and bridge, and then we'll go over to some of the other departments. And so what are we opening right now?
Meadow culverts.
And then we will lay those out. Are you gonna let everybody see the
Yeah.
bids or not, and then take pictures that they want? And then we will take those up and go to the next item.
so you're going to go category at a time.
We're
And
trying.
what's the category
It
now?
may be
If we
difficult
can.
because some of the envelopes don't specify what, that they're metal culverts, so we're gonna have to open some things,
Okay.
to make sure that we've got
It'll be a
all
little bit
the.
hit and miss.
Yeah.
Okay, so. And then when they get this category finalized, everybody can come up and look at that category, photograph them if you wish, take a good look at them, and then we pull those off and go to the next category. But we're semi-formal right now.
So when we say these are the culvert pipe bids, if after a while we open up one of these other envelopes that does not specify outside that it's a culvert bid, it's still a good bid, so,
This won't be shown in that group,
yeah.
but it is a qualified bid.
And what category is on the table now?
This is culverts.
That's culvert.
You're doing
I
that,
like
right?
the culvers for lunch,
I was getting hungry.
That's all for the culvert.
This is all for the that we have so far open for the culvert pipe. Anybody wants to see them or take pictures of the bids? Okay, we're gonna take those up then.
Oh, I'm sorry. I could have helped you with that.
Now, what do you want to put? Aggregate.
Aggregate.
Anybody need to see the aggregate bids? Yes? Come up, take a look at them, take a picture, whatever you want to do.
Just doing all good.
I believe that's all we have so
You
far.
missed it.
That's marked.
Right.
I'm gonna sit over here.
Getting you far away from it. Think about it. Yep.
We have bids from Maryland Heights, Farmington, Park Hills. Okay.
Signs.
When we get an asphalt, It's got that. Anybody else on the aggregate? I guess we'll keep that together. But
I hope somebody else has got theirs that's in here with them.
I don't have
where are we going to now?
Did you say something? Something.
Signs. Anybody on the signs? Anybody here with the sign company? All right. Road oil. Anyone want to see it? Road oil.
Just one bit
One bid on that.
so far.
Here's fleet oil.
Fleet engine oil. And there are several.
I think it's
Lois, Sandy Oil, Sykes.
Anybody want to see the oil bids? These will be available at the, our office. Public record.
that's salt.
Salt.
Morton salt. Chicago Oil.
It's going to come in a little container around.
Yeah, it's right in my hand.
Yep.
Target. And salt was a big.
I like those stickers.
Anybody ever see the salt bids?
Is there 5 of them?
5 salt bids.
All for the summer. I do too.
This is tires.
Tire?
Tires.
Tires from Ron's Tire Center and Big Boys Tire Service. Anybody?
Thank you, Sheriff. Somebody looks lost.
We got anybody else? Two bids on concrete. While I'm doing this, I'll give my other report. As of this morning, 17 people have voted in the last 2 weeks, and tomorrow is the last day to register. So right now, about 9 votes have went. Is there only one asphalt? This is asphalt. 1 bid for asphalt, 2 bids for concrete. Concrete? That's evil, isn't it? Higher the better. All of Rome did. This is for exterminating services.
That one went over.
1 bid on that, on exterminating.
various office.
Office supplies.
You have to, it's an action you have to take. I'm here.
Yes, she's in it.
Oh, actually, I have.
Oh, you do?
Are these all different things, so?
Yeah, it's just gonna be a variety
Is this office supplies?
Various office supplies, so you've got somebody in here, here's Mac Lawn Services, I didn't hear.
Yeah, it's all, because it's all mixed in with Brian's. They didn't mark on there what it was for. This is food.
Don't get close to that.
Resort, this is your mailing. Anybody with any of these companies here want to see anything or take pictures of anything?
How many are out there, Jim?
Well,
It's various.
It's
I just
various,
been in
it's
total.
everything from lawn care to the food service. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 total. Take your picture or whatever, or if you know who your competitors are on these things.
Yeah.
Commissioner's Auditor's Office is requesting a copy of all the bids submitted and I guess a copy of no bids submitted.
How do you do that?
Did you publish for a bid for a particular item and there was no bids received?
A category.
Did you want to check in?
Did we receive any trash bids?
What's that?
Trash service? Our
I did
contract's
not.
up at the end of this month. If anybody's seen anything.
There was one.
There was.
I don't know who it was.
Anybody else? Then I'm gonna leave these here and we'll collect them up after.
Is that all of them?
That's it.
That's all of them. Okay, so we declare this public opening of the bids to be finalized, and so we'll move right along. Okay, yesterday afternoon, the senior board met, and we just determined how to distribute the available funds for the senior centers. The treasurer had told us that we had 471,000 plus available. We always reserve $50,000, and we always say, well, somebody's freezer may take out. Last year, Bismarck had a wall about to collapse in their building, and we spent nearly $50,000 to help them correct that. We also hold back $200 for the secretary. So reducing that from what the treasurer says is available, we had amount available for distribution of $421,407.49. The various groups had asked for a total of $499,000, which is, we only had 84.45% of the funds available for distribution of what they requested. So what we do is we reduce all the requests by that 15.55% to get a number, And then add that up, and because of rounding, we were $1.65 off. So we added that to the person getting the smallest amount. That brought us to a balance number of $421,407.49. And I would like to ask for approval of the board, of the commission, to approve this amount plus the amount of the $200 for the secretary. So, motion please.
I make a motion, we approve the senior center distribution for 2025 and the $200 held back for the secretary.
Second.
I'll second.
Questions? Yes, Rich?
Harold, do you always keep what I'll consider a reserve?
That's at
in these
$50,000.
yearly distributions?
That's at $50,000.
Does that accumulate over time,
50,000?
the reserve?
Well, every year we start from scratch and knock off 50,000. So, yeah, and like I say, last year is the first time I remember in a while of us needing to spend it. But, yeah, we did, and,
So if you don't spend it, it carries forward, is what you're saying. All right.
Yes.
well, it's in the next balance. Let's put it that way, yeah. Okay, Dave?
Where are these funds derived from?
Taxes.
Okay.
Any other questions? All in favor of approval of this distribution, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. So, Parks, you can write your checks now. And permission to start a new time, and this is a report from Carrie Ann. Yes, where's she doing?
She's right here.
Oh, there she is, okay.
So this is an option that Tyler has currently that we can add on to our current program. It would be more of an electronic clock in and out for employees. It would improve accuracy. There is a cost to it, and so maybe put this on the agenda a little too soon because I don't have that meeting until tomorrow with her to find out the details and get that nailed down. So we'll put it back on when we have that information.
So it'd be a card-based time recording system.
That's one way. There's different ways we can do it.
Okay.
Employees can also do it from their phones. So we'll find out all the options.
So you're just saying now that you're looking into this?
Yes, and I wanted you guys to be aware of it, that when we present it, there will be a cost to it. But I think it will improve a lot of things. Like, for example, we're trying to do payroll today, but we're still waiting on employees who don't have their time in. So this would alleviate that issue that happens every time.
So now we're on a paper-based system.
It's electronic. Employees log into the system and they enter the hours that they.
Now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
They work, they manually do it.
okay. So it's not carrying paper from one office to another or anything like that?
Yeah.
We have never done that.
Okay. Just double checking again.
So my question is, if they're not submitting time now, how will this keep them from not submitting time with this new program?
We will have card readers, and the option will be to clock in and out when they enter and exit the buildings. So that will be one way. So the questions that I've had is for law enforcement with the deputies that don't actually go to the buildings every day, and so there's options for that as well. From mobile phones, and they call it geo-fencing, where you have to be within a certain radius of a location before you can actually clock in from your phone. So there's options.
Any other questions? This is a report, it's not for action today.
Are there other counties that we're close to, or?
I know City of Farmington uses this. Check with other counties.
We may, before we make any final decisions, see if anybody's using it, how their experience is, rather than.
Any other questions?
I got a
Take that
question.
report.
So if a guy uses comp time part of the day or vacation or leaves sick, they can record that on their phone?
Yes.
I have
Yes.
one more question. So what if somebody forgets to clock in?
There's gonna be
Does it
issues,
show a
but
manual override?
it's gonna be difficult if we do adopt this for employees to get used to it. But
Right.
yeah, there will
Okay.
be options to manually edit and fix it.
Now, would we send you our day sheets so you could verify the times? Or are you just gonna go off the time clock or their phone clicks?
Probably off the time clock. Like, I assume we would have a card reader at each location where the guys would just walk in and scan it when they show up.
All right, you're gonna get those details when you talk to these people tomorrow.
Yes.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, that was a report. Create new part-time position for evidence custodian. Sheriff, you want to talk about this?
Sure. So currently, we have Captain Ryan as our evidence custodian, and with him becoming captain from lieutenant, his job function has changed a little bit. Also, we lost our records management system previously, and all our evidence was tied to that. So therefore, we have to go through each item manually and confirm if the case has been adjudicated. Then we have to get a destruction order through the prosecutor's office and with the judges. It's very time consuming, very manpower intensive. So we feel that maybe doing a part-time person to do this would be money better spent than having a captain or has other job functions. So this person would be a part-time employee with no benefits other than the hourly rate. And their sole function would be to receive evidence from the officers or deputies, make sure it's properly packaged. They would categorize it, label it, and store it, and take it to the different labs for analysis and bring evidence back from those labs once the analysis was taken care of, and then place it properly in the evidence room.
Okay, you have evidence that you picked up middle of the night, last night. How do you, what's the schedule on getting that to this part-time person?
We have a temporary holding locker that the deputy will place it in.
Temporary holding
Locker.
okay.
He will package it, label it, he or she will package it, label it, place it in this locker. It's secured. The evidence custodian will come in next day or that next morning or whatever, retrieve it from that and log it into the evidence room.
They don't have to talk to that arresting officer or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Our current records management system, they can add all that information in there. So when they get that, the evidence custodian gets that property, they can go into the report and see exactly listed what it is and make sure
Okay.
what's in the bag is supposed to be what's listed in the report and properly place it.
As a part-time employee, they're limited to 1,000 hours per year.
That's correct.
How will you watch that?
Well, Captain Ryan is working on that, make sure the schedule. We're
We
looking at-
actually run payroll reports and check that every 2 weeks. So we monitor it in our office as well.
So you'll be notifying them that Mr. Jones is at 975 hours or whatever?
Yep.
So, okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Now Jeff, on your evidence locker, I want the people to know this isn't like TV where there's somebody standing there at the evidence locker where you gotta sign in and go in. Ours is locked up.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's a very large room, and it has multiple years, probably 30 years of evidence.
It's very large.
So
Yeah.
we have to go through now and inventory that. Every piece of evidence down there has to physically hold it, check it out, make sure that's what it is.
And you hope that your evidence room will look like this?
Better.
Yeah.
That's just something I pulled off the internet.
I think we'll get it better.
I kinda thought that was a grocery store when I first
First
heard
I did, so I saw the
And
stickers.
you have past instruction orders, so if you come across a package that you can't.
Correct. There again, it's very manpower intensive. We do have destruction orders that have been signed. We're just waiting to get time to destroy that evidence. So this person will catch up on the destruction orders that we have already signed and authorized.
How do you destroy drugs or a gun or whatever?
Well, that's two different things. Drugs will incinerate. There are places we can take them. Guns, they will be pulverized. There's a company that does it for free, Gunbusters, and they offer that service. It falls within certain guidelines. They do the ATF, they do the DEA, all the federal stuff, and it just pulverizes the gun to nothing.
This is really, she's taking on a big job. I think people don't realize how big that room is and how much evidence. And you said you lost it, so you have to go back and go through all of it. Huge task. Yeah.
Some agencies have a full-time person dedicated to it, but I think we can do it with part-time.
Yeah.
Okay, this requires action. Do I have a motion on this yet? Okay, motion.
Make a motion that we allow to the sheriff to create a new part-time position for the evidence custodian at $18.47 an hour for sheriff's department.
Second.
I'll second that. I want to ask you one question. How many people have a key to the evidence room?
I know of one,
Okay.
Captain Ryan.
Okay.
I don't even have a key to it.
Yeah.
That's the way we keep it secure. I'm sure there's a backup key
Yeah.
secured in our key vault, but that takes a special code to get in there, and it shows what key you remove, so we can keep track of that.
Amber?
I just wanted to clarify, this is an additional position to the allotted number of employees to the sheriff's department.
Yes?
Yes.
Any other questions? All in favor of creating this position, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I think Sheriff's gonna talk again. Sheriff.
Got a lot going on. Deputy Gary Gibson was a full-time employee with the Sheriff's Department. He has since retired. He's offered his services to be a part-time transport deputy. We do have a lot of comp time with the transport, and he not wanting any benefits, it's just a transport. He can't do that unless he's an employee of the county. So we're asking for a part-time position. It's much cheaper than a full-time officer.
Can he be retired from us and work part-time?
Yes, I believe after 30 days of termination, and it's been definitely well over
Now we're
that.
talking about
Haley is cowboy?
Yes, that's cowboy.
Okay, now I know who we're talking about.
Yes, he's post-certified. He's a reserve deputy right now, but we feel like.
And again, we're talking about the 1,000 hours per year limit.
Yes, that's
And
correct.
we'll keep track of that. So what if he's on a long time trip and getting close to his 1,000 hours?
Well, we just have to monitor that.
Make him walk home, I guess.
And it'd be as needed. You know, we have one of our transport deputies is very high in hours.
This is an issue that, like I say, you're trying to tackle, that
Yes.
comp hours, a lot of hours. There's a lot of hours get tied up in that, so.
Especially when you're
I
transporting.
understand what you're
Driving
doing.
all day.
Amber on these, which is the same thing, is that part-time employee that will be added to the list then, right?
Well, currently, there's already a part-time deputy position.
Yes.
For transport in the sheriff's
We
department. I
have
thought
one.
Mr. Gibson was in that position already.
There is one there, there's just nobody in it.
Maybe that's it. Okay, so this would be another.
When they're going to pick up a prisoner in Texas, are they on the clock, I assume 24 hours a day since, as far as comp time and things? Because-
No, they're on their normal 8-hour a day. When they get to their destination, if they have to spend the night, that's an 8-hour day. Then the next morning, when they go to pick up the prisoner, they're back on the clock.
And is there a time limit they can drive, or?
I'm sure there is, but I don't know that off the top of my head.
I just wondered when they were coming back, they were thinking drive through, or they had to.
Well, 2 drivers.
Yeah. There'll be 2.
Was it mainly just extradition when we have a warrant for people?
Yes. Sometimes we will fly if it's extreme distance, but a lot of times we'll just drive and pick them up.
So
Any other
this is
questions?
another part-time deputy then for transport?
So it's another employee.
Position. Yeah.
Now, Amber, am I right, at one time, people gotta realize this, didn't we like fly to South Africa and pick up
I've not seen that since I've been here, but there's been some flights
It's
like
very difficult to
California.
drive to South
Yeah, I mean, we actually, people realize how far they go to pick it up, but I mean, we have flown there.
Well, you couldn't go south of it.
Anyway.
I think our extraditions are in the continental United States.
Yeah.
They are.
Okay, any other comments?
But hey, the way they did it back in the day, I don't know.
Okay, all in favor of creating this
Did,
position?
wait, we didn't have a motion. I didn't know if Gary wanted to make that or if you wanted me to make that.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we create a new part-time position for transport for the sheriff's department.
I'll second.
Now, any other comment? Okay, all in favor, aye.
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 Thank you. Thanks, Sheriff. Okay, next meeting, here we go. Well, welcome back next week. Other business, correspondence, public comments. Yes,
Last week, I believe it was Thursday, give or take a day or two. In the morning, I was headed back into town on 00, and out about Music Road, I think one of the county highway department pickups pulled in behind me. And as we got close to Farmington, there was a trash can blew out in the middle of this road. I went around it, but up here I didn't need any business out there messing with it at my age, stumbling around. Anyway, I noticed my rearview mirror, the county pickup pulled over and moved the can. So I just wanted to say thanks to whoever it was.
and that's not a county road.
No, state highway.
Yeah. So we appreciate that, thank you. Thank you, Dave. Okay, any other public comments? Departmental reports.
I just kind of let you guys know what we're doing, because we've got several calls about pothole seal. So we're able to get cold mix now, hopefully hot mix next week, so we can do more permanent repairs. So we got 2 crews out today, one in the north, one in the south, doing patchwork. We still got guys down on cold water. And like I was saying, if you haven't been down there, it's bad. If you wouldn't knew it was an ice storm, you'd think a small tornado went through there.
Talking about storm damage now.
Yeah, the trees, you know, with those hillsides and those shallow rooted trees, there's a lot of them down. So we're doing that. We're finishing up the road patching on Hillsbreak today. That'll be done today. We did about 10 repairs out there.
Now, right now you're using coal mix.
No, we're using concrete on these.
Concrete.
Because what was happening is those heavy trucks going down through there, they were getting way over to avoid oncoming trucks, and the road was kind of falling in. So we went a little past the edge of the asphalt with the concrete. The biggest repair we did was probably 10 foot wide and 70 foot long. It was a big bad.
A lot of concrete.
Yeah, but we did 10 bag mix, high early with fiber in it, so we won't have any, and if we ever overlay, then we can just go right over the top of it.
No steel in that.
No, we don't do steel anymore. Not on a 6-inch patch. Now, if you were doing 10, 12 inches, you would put baskets in there. We're down on Old Jackson, doing some little tree cleanup here and there still. That's about it. About what we got going today.
Today.
Well, we've been picking up storm damage
Yeah.
since January 6th. And down south got it a lot worse than we got it up here.
All right, thank you.
Commissioners, the auditor's office just completed inventory with Road and Bridge. That was 4 or 5 days, I think, and I appreciate the assistance that Jason and his crew gave us to try to get a complete count of the thousands of items they have over there.
And what truck is it in?
Well, what we tried to do is with a lot of them, if they were at the location, the mechanics and whoever was there got stuff in a bundle.
Right.
So we could check it all off instead of having to walk around and kill time. So we try to get it done as efficiently as we could.
Okay. Takes a lot of things to do a lot of things, so.
A lot of stickers out there.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
bumper sticker.
Yeah. Okay, any other departmental reports? Sheriff? I got the pictures up here of what some of it looks like now and what it did look like.
Yeah, Brian's crew, they're doing an excellent job. As pictures at the top, you can kind of see what it looked like maybe before, some of the artwork on the walls. We've got some things in place that if an inmate damages it, we will be seeking property damage. But the bottom pictures, you can kind of see what it looks like, what they've done. I think they've got 3 or 4 pods done. We've got about 3 more to go.
You got an 18 cell pod coming up, so I know
Yeah, we got a big one coming, and it's got a lot of repairs that need to be done yet. So we're moving forward on it, and it looks really well.
what kind of a program or system are you gonna have to maintain that look?
Well, we've got a checklist when an inmate goes into a cell, kind of like when you rent a house. We go through and make sure that everything is up to par, and then when they leave that cell, we'll check it again. They have to clean a little bit, and we will.
Who's they?
The inmate.
Okay.
They have to keep their area clean, and then we'll have staff monitoring it, and if they have to clean it as needed. We may get on a program where we have a routine, every 3 days the floors are cleaned, or whatever we decide with the jail administrator and what they can handle with staffing.
So this inmate is determined to have done some damage. What's the penalty? He's already in jail.
Well, that's the thing, property damage, and then it will go through the courts.
Okay.
The court will determine if they owe us the money to, if they break a window or something to that effect. Those windows are industrial or institutional grade, so they are kind of pricey.
Laminated glass, yeah. I've got a sample in my office of it. Sure.
So how often does your jail staff do individual cell checks?
I think it's daily, but don't hold me to that. I'll have to check on that, but I know it's periodically. Sometimes it depends on what information they have. They may have some information that somebody has something in their cell. They'll go do a cell check.
Okay, I've distracted you from your report. Go
Well,
ahead.
that's okay. I'm glad people get to see these photos and see the improvement. So far for the year, we're at 3468 on calls for service, 382 since last week. And we're holding an adult or an inmate population of 117. We've dropped a little bit. Males are 104 and females are 13. And as you can see, the jail improvements are still going on. Upcoming events, we have a blood drive with the American Red Cross. That's April 11th. We'll be at the detention center from 9:30 to 2:30. So if you can make it, we'd love to have you come out and donate some blood. We had a couple of events I'd like to talk about. Yesterday we had a pursuit. An individual with absconder warrant was spotted by one of our deputies around the 67 Bonne Terre area. He initiated a traffic stop. A pursuit began, went into St. Genevieve County. I want to thank St. Genevieve County Sheriff's Department for assisting. They deployed spike strips or tire deflation, and it was successful. The individual stopped and was taken into custody without incident. So that's how we like every one of those to end. Also, we have one of our deputies that conducted about a month-long burglary investigation. He served a search warrant last week, recovered most of the victim's stolen property, discovered some other property that may link to some other burglaries, and arrested 2 individuals on that. And he did that without the Detective Bureau. He did it on his own in between calls for service. So he did an excellent job on that, and I want to recognize, without saying his name, but he knows who it is, and his coworkers know who he is, and he did a good job. So that's all I have.
Anybody got any questions for the sheriff? Like, when's my warrant coming up, or whatever? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I have a commission, I have a report.
Yes.
Today is National Alzheimer's Awareness Day, and there's 122,000 confirmed cases of Alzheimer's dementia in the state of Missouri, 1,200 in St. Francis County. And as a family member who has gone through this situation, I know how difficult it is for all people involved. So if you can lend any support, there is a Alzheimer's walk in September at Mineral Area College. You can go on Missouri Alzheimer's and sign up for that. They're asking, I think, for $55,000 contributions. They've raised about 10% of that so far. So just remember those that are suffering from this Alzheimer's dementia dreaded disease. And this is also National Women's Appreciation Month. And I think I speak for a number of the office holders in this county. If it was not for the females working in our office, I know I would be not standing here right now. So I appreciate all the ladies that do all the work for us to make us look good.
They could go a little bit further on making us look good, but other than that. Okay, any other departmental reports? Sales tax has taken a little bit of a dive again. We're second month of a decrease rather than increase. First time I think I've ever had to report that, the last 2 months. Now, we're still on a track of collecting 13 million plus in sales tax for the year, but it is it's not the growth that we're used to, it's a slight leveling or decline. And same thing happens with Prop P, slight decline. I don't know, maybe inflation, I don't know.
This month was better, we had that big, I mean, last month was where it was at, I mean, we were down 100,000 from last
I
year.
don't remember the numbers for last year.
This month, we were actually back on, we were up from last year this time, but we just took such a big hit that first month, that that's what's reflecting.
Okay. But it's hovering, not.
I mean, it's still right there. Like I said, the first month was scary, we were all a little worried, but it looked like it was more of an accounting issue where, we received over 100,000 more.
Well, this points out to all of us that money's not guaranteed.
Yep.
So we have to be careful about how we use it and spend it, so. Okay, any other, questions or reports or anything?
Motion, we adjourn. Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
There you go.